Welcome everybody to the Temple of Divine Feminine Healing. I'm here today with my son, Scarab Mania, and we're going to talk about Wakanda Forever.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have, and good friends we've lost. Good friends we have.
Ex-girlfriend is here helping us out, and we really appreciate her. And please check out her YouTube. It's off the chain, you guys. So, what do you got for us?
All right, so the way we're doing this video is we're going to talk about some of the scenes in this amazing Wakanda Forever trailer that just dropped. Okay, so we have the opening scene with Nakia, and in the background we see a Mayan pyramid. What did you think about that?
Well, it was a really beautiful scene. It was very lyrical how it was shot. I love the colors. I love the poignancy. You could definitely feel her pain. You could feel her longing. And you can see her kind of looking out over the water as to where do I go from here? It's kind of what I felt. So I felt the poignancy, you know, within a woman missing her loved one he's gone into eternity. And with the Mayan temples in the background, it was just a very amazing shot, a very amazing scene. What did you think?
Well, I kind of got like the same vibe from it, because like she's looking out over the ocean, and then it's like she's thinking like, what is her kingdom gonna do? Because now, because a kingdom without a king is like open for invaders and things like that to come and try them. So it's like her trying to, like, what's the word for it? Like self-reflect type.
Definitely. Yeah, reflection is a great word for that scene.
You know, I'm off cam, but I wanted to say a lot of people have been trying to figure out things about time, you know, saying that maybe this film occurs within the 5-year snap and things like that. Do you think being people who have dreadlocks and, you know, Nakia's hair being very short in the first film and then being very long, do you think even that hairstyle can tell us a little bit about maybe the timeline, maybe Scarab Mania, being that, you know, a lot of people are saying, what if it happened during the snap? But her hair is about 5 or 6 years long. So I'm just curious if you had any ideas about that.
I think it'd have to. I feel like it's after the snap when everybody's coming back, because you do have the Mayan like temple in the background. That's like with Namor's group,
right?
And they're in numbers, so it would have to be like afterwards when everybody's coming back and there's more more people. And for her to even, like, I guess for them to know where that location's at. So that's what I think. I think it's after everybody comes back after the snap. Like, we're in the phase of like the aftermath of Endgame. Mm-hmm. And like you have like Avengers like passing their torches on, getting old, passing away, and you have like the next group of like heroes coming into the scene. So I think it's after.
Y'all dropping some insights. So, you know, speaking when you said about passing the torch, Empress, what did you think about Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda and that passionate speech that she gave about her family being gone?
Well, you know, that I'm a firm admirer, believer, practicer of the African oral tradition and the bonds that it holds for us, because it's not only us now in our physical bodies, but it's also the ancestors that came before us. And we know that, you know, as long as we're living a life of value, that we'll also become ancestors. So when she made that speech and she's like, I've given everything.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
First, she lost her husband in the first Black Panther, and then she saw the trials and tribulations her son went through to hold space for the father as the new king. And so now her precious son has gone. And so, when the world is being threatened by Namor, once again, they're coming to her and her kingdom now to once again sacrifice to save the world. And she's basically pouring her heart out. And that is when I started crying, when I'm watching that whole scene. And also there's, the song No Woman, No Cry going on in the background very poignantly. And I just felt her down to the marrow of my bones in my heart, and I'm understanding the sacrifices that have been made, even for us today, us as African people throughout the diaspora of our ancestors, and having given everything so we could be here now. And it just resonated for me in that manner. And that, I'm just crying and crying and crying. And that, to me, I haven't seen the movie like anyone else, but I can't see that particular scene and those particular words and delivery, Oscar-worthy delivery from Angela Bassett not being like one of the major speeches in that film.
That since you brought up ancestors and ancestral things, pallbearers in Ghana went viral. A very famous video went viral a couple of years ago, and the leader of that troop, Benjamin Ayadu from Ghana, was actually hired to do the scene that we just see a little clip of. And that's the funeral scene where everybody is in white. Either one of you want to touch on that, especially since you were talking about ancestors? A lot of people don't kind of get what that was.
Well, I can tell you that myself as a hereditary priestess, and my mom, his grandma, and your mom, because it's a family thing going on here, y'all. She raised us in the African tradition of pouring the libations and venerating the ancestors who had suffered the horrors of the Middle Passage. And when we do that, we wear all white. You wear white from top to bottom. So it's a very sacred ceremony that you're doing. So when I saw that in the film, it had deep meaning for me, extremely deep meaning, and crying again, of course. This whole, the whole trailer was a tearjerker. So I'm crying, and I'm also in awe. I just have to give props to Ryan. He, as usual, he went above the bar, the way that it was shot.
No woman, no cry.
It really brought home to me our sacred ceremonies for our ancestors when they transition. They handled that. As a practitioner myself of African spiritual traditions, they handled that perfectly. They handled it respectfully. They handled it reverently. So I felt like I was attending T'Challa's going home ceremony as well. And I was blown away. I was completely blown away. What do you say?
Like that whole scene, like even going back to Angela Bassett when she gave that speech about her family being gone, I would like to bring up, because I see a lot of people kind of gloss over it. She did also lose her nephew, Killmonger. So
it's true.
I mean, yeah, I get it. He was like the villain in the last one, but that was still like family to her. So she lost like 3 members, 4 if you count Killmonger's uncle. So, but that whole thing just gave me goosebumps when I saw it. I was just like, that was like awesome.
So I wanted to ask you as well, because you remember attending the Ma'afas,
Yeah.
where we wore all white to venerate the ancestors of the Middle Passage.
Yeah, it gave me that like nostalgia, and the fact that, you know, they're going against, because those were always held like on that beach or whatever, which in the ocean is like right there. So the fact that they're going against people from the ocean, it was like there was like a parallel drawn there. And I also do plan to wear white on when I do go see it in theaters.
Me too.
So.
Yes, yes, we'll be in white. Look for us. We'll be in full white.
Well, we all right. Do you hear me?